Hello YouTube, welcome to my video. It's the Expat Gunner here, and today we're going to talk about another Glock. Yes, I know, you've heard these videos time and time again. There are hundreds upon hundreds there on YouTube. However, I wanted to share mine. So let's begin. So I originally started my Glock collection with the G45. Now, before we go any further, all weapons have been safety checked and are clear. So I brought the Glock 45 originally when I got my weapons permit here in Estonia in 2019. Now this was one of two pistols I originally purchased. I purchased this and a CZ Shadow 2 for competition. I originally intended the G45 would be my everyday carry pistol, and to a point it was. Then about 6 months later, I decided to pick up the G19 Gen 4. Now, a lot of people may ask, why didn't I go with the Generation 5 version G19? Well, a big point was the half moon cutout. I didn't like that on the Gen 5 at the time when they were available. And also for me, I'd been training with the G19 Gen 4, so it made sense to have that in my collection. Anyway, this video isn't really about these. This is just the two Glocks I have owned previously, but today we're going to focus on what I've recently added to my collection and why I decided to go for it. So here we have the Glock G17 Gen 5 MOS. So the MOS stands for Modular Optics System. So basically what that does is it takes all the characteristics of a normal pistol, but it has a cutout in the slide with various different adapter plates for mounting various different red dot sights. So here I've decided to go for the Aimpoint ACRO as opposed to, say, a Trijicon RMR or a Holosun. One of the main reasons I did that was I really liked the enclosed emitter design of the ACRO, but also availability as well. Here in Europe, Trijicon red dot sights are very hard to come by, and they are extremely expensive. I think RMR Type 2 variant will cost anywhere from around about 700 euros upwards, and SRO will cost about 800 euros. So the ACRO is actually considerably cheaper, but in my view it's a very well built optic. It's an enclosed emitter design. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's kind of tubular there. And can we actually see the dot? Yes, we can. And we can see that I've also got the AmeriGlow suppressor height sights, so we can co-witness there at the lower portion of the window. So I found this actually to be very, very nice optic to use. Controls up and down, very easy to use. But also on the Gen 17, it works very, very well. Obviously with the MOS, like on the G45, you have front and rear cocking serrations. You also have all of the Gen 5 features, including ambidextrous slide releases, flared magwell. Again, this is actually a Gen 4 mag in there, but it will take Gen 4 and Gen 5 that we have. Also these extended 19 round mags, very popular. I think these first started to trend with the 19X. I know a lot of people in the US were asking me where to source them, but I obviously explained that I've got these in Europe. I think they are available now in the US, hopefully. As you can see, the pistol is clear, and you can see the Gen 5 orange follower there. So a little bit of backstory of this pistol. I didn't originally intend to buy a Glock optic ready pistol. I actually had ordered H&K SFP9. SFP9, also known in the United States as the VP9. However, that pistol had a long back order. I don't know what's going on with H&K at the moment, but in terms of pistol supply, they'd estimated anywhere between 6 to 12 months on back order. The last I heard, it was going to arrive sometime in March this year, and I think I originally placed the order back in August. Anyway, was my birthday in November, so I decided actually I didn't want to wait around to get into pistol optics, so I decided I'd add another Glock. I did think about ordering a 45 MOS and replacing the standard one I had, but I ended up going for a 17. I thought, well, I've got a 19, I've got a 45. 45 kind of sits in the middle between a 19 and a 17, so why not have a 17? The 17 is a legendary pistol after all. It's really what started it all for Glock. It was the first model they introduced back in 1982 when they'd created the P80 for the Austrian army contract, and that was their first pistol, and that kind of really kick-started everything off for the brand. So I had this pistol originally since mid-November. However, I had a few issues with this pistol, specifically to do with the frame, and there was some damage at the front of the frame, around the trigger guard, and there was a little hole somewhere here, and I think that had been some maybe damage caused in the store by fitting in pistol braces or something like this. Anyway, I hadn't fired the pistol. I reached out to Glock. They asked me to send the pistol back to them. They were very good. They inspected the frame and just decided to make a new frame. So something that interested me actually when I got this back was, I don't know if you can see there, but there are some numbered markings here indicating the actual date that the frame was made, and if you can see that it says 12/20, so indicating that this frame was made in December of 2020. Now I think when I actually looked, originally the pistol was, I think, July or August date manufacture, and traditionally Glock pistols have 3 letters which are used as to abbreviate the year and month of manufacture, and there are a number of websites online that actually help you decode these letters. So I thought it was interesting to actually see that the replacement frame actually had a numerical stamp as opposed to the letters that they use. Anyway, that's a moot point, but just something of interest for any of you Glock fans out there that kind of like to look at history and special editions and things that you don't see on normal models. So this pistol is pretty much stock. Haven't done anything to it apart from I've added some AmeriGlow suppressor height sights so I could co-witness with the ACRO, and I think this pistol's now had coming up to about 700 rounds for it. So I've taken it to a range a number of times, a couple of times to the first time to 0, then confirmation of 0, and the last 3 trips have been training with the instructors just to kind of get more familiar with the red dot and preparing for when we actually can enter competitions again, because I'm looking forward to actually running this into IPSC carry optics division, which was the main reason of actually going for a red dot pistol in the first place. One of the things I suffer with is I'm left eye dominant and right-handed, so it had been a bit of a challenge originally, kind of getting used to pistol shooting with iron sights, but I watched Lewis Botkins on T-Rex Arms. He's got a very good YouTube channel, and he also suffers the same condition as I do, being left eye dominant and right-handed, so he actually provided some very good tips there on his channel. I certainly recommend checking him out. But also for the red dot, Aaron Cowan on Sage Dynamics gives great advice about pistol optics, red dot platforms for pistols. I know he's been a fan of using Glocks, never been a fan of their MOS platforms because of the plates that they supply. However, I've used the actual Aimpoint plate they recommend, and I think it's by B&T, manufactured by B&T, the Swiss company, so it's quite substantial. It's steel, it's not the cast metal of the ones that come in the box, which they actually don't supply an acro plate anyway, so that was never a concern of mine, but I found it to be very good. 700 rounds in now. Haven't had an issue with the sights moving, haven't had an issue with 0 on the optic either, but I did use blue Loctite 243 on the front sight, and that's held up really well. So just kind of a quick overview. Pistol is very good, runs very well. I'm probably going to cancel the the back order on the H&K VP9 or SFP9 as we call it here, purely because I don't need to run it now because I have the G17, but also you may have heard now there's a new pistol on the market as well, the newly announced Walther PDP. So I think if you're going to stack up the SFP9 or VP9 against the Walther PDP, then from what I've seen so far, the Walther looks superior. Anyway, I've reached out to Walther to see what the availability is going to be like here in Europe, because at the moment it's very focused towards the American market. But I would like to get my hands on one for the channel and to see how it performs. But at the moment, I'm mostly now training. All my range trips are now focused on getting familiar with the red dot optic, becoming more proficient. And to be honest, actually I've picked it up pretty quick. Within the first couple of range trips, I was able to pick up the red dot almost every time. I haven't been fishing for it. Again, Sage Dynamics, they talk about the principles of using red dot optic, and I think that's very important. Once you understand that concept, and you understand what you're looking for when using the red dot, making the transition from iron sights, you really can start to learn it more effectively and quicker. Anyway, so that's basically it for now. A quick look at the my new G17 MOS, and I'll report back in another video how my progression goes, pros and cons, and maybe we'll even see another pistol, who knows. Anyway, more to come. Thanks for watching. If you like this channel, please give it a thumbs up, please like and subscribe. But also, if you have Instagram, please have a look at my page, the Expat Gunner there, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.